This is our project, Wine Operations Management within the state of Florida for Site 3 of the Steinbeck Distribution Center. My name is Colby Fitzgerald, also by Yahir Cuevas and Tyler Sanchez. My name is Colby Fitzgerald, and mine is Project Management and Accounting for Florida's wine industry. For Site 3 in Florida, this is the introduction to the Steinbeck Distribution Center. Some of the challenges in the project management include the supply chain management due to COVID and economic stress. This company is having a lot of issues allocating resources from local distribution centers and having to outsource products, which leads to increased costs. Allocating full-time employees instead of contractors. There's a lot of hybrid employees as well as off-site employees wanting to work without having to deal with the stress of the COVID-19 factors. Delayed billing and delivery issues are also becoming a common factor within the company due to the ERP systems not properly registering inventory and stuff like that, and leading to stocking costs as well. Some of these project management solutions include allocating products from local vendors with less demand and higher quality, whether this resources to go into local meetups, farmers markets, etc., getting to learn and meet new people and just form relationships with those businesses. Another project management solution would be the forming of training regimen based on corporate expectations to avoid employee turnover rates and actually hire within the company into different positions. The last solution could be drive probability or profitability and longevity through machinery and up-to-date systems. Some of the facts to be considered when allocating products is by offering the job opportunities to those sourcing the products, it actually increases the economy while providing more job opportunities when expansion occurs in the future. 63% of consumers actually prefer locally grown products. And when the money is distributed within local economies, the 40 to 60% of the actual revenue is recycled into the local economy and saves suppliers and companies more money to expand. With training regimens, when sticking to a regimen, all employees are trained equally, which leads to high standards and performance within. Employees are more likely to stay within the company that offer consistent training, and it reduces turnover and actually increases the hiring ability within the company to higher positions. Overall performance and efficiency also increases in employees when the training is consistent. Some of the machinery benefits to profitability and longevity as well. Through the use of machinery, employees do not experience a burnout while goals are met on a consistent basis, whether they need to be increased or decreased based on production as well as demand. Savings will also increase with the use of machinery after your operating expenses are accounted for. And machinery also allows the corporation to be consistent with innovative trends with competitors around them as well. In relation to accounting, when locally sourcing products, it allows for fixed costs to remain low and maintain profit margins without having to outsource products. Local sourcing also provides the company with relationships that lead to appreciation over expansion timelines. When it comes to training regimens, when training regimens are implemented, turnover rates are decreased, which leads to a deduction in onboarding indirect costs, whether it's on the balance sheet or the income statement. And by retaining talent, costs are reduced and profits are maximized, which in returns helps the future training and mentoring costs as well. Updated software and equipment helps track the production and stock to avoid late journal entries for billing and avoid tax audits and other things like that. Newer software allows for shipments to go out on time to maintain the customer satisfaction. And the only thing companies would need to worry about is a depreciation over time of the products, but it still does not compare to the overall turnover costs and new training costs as well. And this is my works cited page with all 6 sources used for the project.
Great work, Colby. I'm going to go ahead and present my side of sustainability and operation management in the state of Florida. My name is Yahir Cuevas. And the distribution and logistics center, some challenges are high carbon efficiency emissions from transport and logistics, energy intensive warehouse automatic system, labor shortage affecting efficiency. And project management focus implements green logistics, routes optimization, electric fleets, use automatic inventory system to reduce weight, and develop sustainability and technology training for employees. Some sustainability strategies are green logistics implementation, introduce electric or hybrid delivery vehicles to reduce carbon emissions, partner uh, with eco certified carriers for long distance transport, uh, energy efficiencies in warehouse, install solar panels and monitor motion sensor LED lighting. Transition to smart HVAC systems for climate control, schedule automatic system during off-peak energy hours, waste reduction and recycling programs, implement material reuse systems for packaging, introduce digital tracking for resources use and waste output, educate employees on sustainability practice throughout warehouse. Relating to general business, the ERP system optimization implements an integrated ERP platform to manage product flow and sustainability metrics, improve coordination between product logistics and inventory systems, enable a real-time data tracking for better decision making, local sourcing and green logistics, kind of how Colby was mentioning, how develop partnership with nearby suppliers to cut transport emissions. But he mentioned about reusing our local resources, support regional economics while reducing supply chain, incorporate eco-friendly packaging and material and distribution, smart automation and lot monitoring, use lot sensor to track machine performance and reduce downtime, automatic quarterly control for consistent production standards, and utilize production maintenance for extended equipment lifespan. These are my works cited. Go ahead and pass it to Tyler.
Thanks so much. My name's Tyler. I'm presenting on from the Grapes to Global, the strengthening sendback supply chain in Florida. So I'm talking about our supply chain. So what is it to build a resilient supply chain? So there's demand and lots of logistics. So the support of an 18-month startup timeline with scalable sourcing and logistics. The scalability being very important in any uh, job, any business. It's very important with materials supplier, manufacturer, distributor, retailer, and then consumer. To develop the local supplier uh, partnerships to reduce lead times and transportation costs, as well as aligning with the ERP company-wide procurement system. This will integrate and embed the sustainability into an automation from ultimately from day one. So, key supply chain challenges go from supplier adaptation issues like adaptability from vendors struggling with the ERP onboarding, as well as the billing and delivery delays, which are uh, different per day, per shipment, per business and company. So it ultimately varies. The inconsistent procurement data, manual input errors, human errors, ultimately, uh, and our fragmented systems as a whole. Weak local partners, things that aren't on us, lacking established regional suppliers for materials, packaging, and then workforce like issues, whether that's remote or contract workers, can also complicate coordination, and accountability as a whole. As we see with COVID, the amount of remote uh, businesses and employees has succeeded. Everyone's expectations, and even it's continued even now as COVID has kind of been left behind us, and we've been forced to adapt. But we're getting better, but it's still a process. So, strategic supply chain solutions, ERP integration plan. Ultimately, we can simplify supplier onboarding through, like Colby said, training modules and supplier portals, standardizing digital invoicing and automatic tracking orders or order tracking, which you can see in our accounting system as a whole. Invoices digitally have become more and more common because they're more and more reliable. You get them much quicker than through mail, um, and it's just easier to have that receipt, right? Also, local sourcing initiative. We've talked a lot about having things that be done locally. So partnering with Florida agricultural and packaging suppliers to shorten lead times. Um, Automation and analytics using barcodes, real-time inventory visibility, like I was saying earlier, having that real-time visibility, as well as collaboration tools, which we're using now, Zoom, for hybrid workforce logistics coordination, which is much easier than finding time to travel somewhere and meet somewhere in person. Lastly, sustainability and risk mitigation in the Florida supply chain. Fiscal sustainability is the optimized supplier contracts to reduce overhead and transport costs. Longevity, building scalable long-term relationships, like I talked about earlier. Ecological, green logistics, optimizing routes, recyclable packaging, and lastly, risk mitigation. Diversify supplier base, dual source critical materials, and maintaining safety stock by being diverse in who we have a relationship with. And here are my works cited. And thanks so much for listening to our presentation. If you have any questions, let us know.